What is up, YouTube? It's Ryan Huber. I'm back with a video, and I apologize for the bland ass background. We're in Cairo, Egypt again. My flying job is finally moving, and we're back in business flying. I'm blessed, very thankful to be flying and doing my aviation job again on a regular basis. Everything's squared away with that. The aviation market right now is crazy. TSA numbers are way down. Pilots are getting furloughed. It's really not looking too good. So I'm very blessed to be flying. But aside from flying, a lot of you guys have been asking me on Instagram and stuff about my real estate business and how I wholesale properties virtually from all over the world, how I flip houses, flip housing contracts more or less from all over the world from my laptop. I've only seen one of the 10 properties that I've flipped in person. Everything else I've never seen, never touched, never had to turn a screw, never had to hire a contractor. We wholesale properties. We bring off-market properties to investors. And I wanted to give you guys a deal showcase and talk about a deal that we closed at the end of May that took a while, and just give you guys kind of some sense of reality as to what actually goes into wholesaling. A lot of gurus and people preach like, oh, go find a seller, get a property under contract and then just flip that contract and make 20 grand. It's super easy. You never run into any problems, but that's not the reality of business. So I'm here to show you one of the deals we did where I made $8,002.81 on the deal. And it took some legwork, some grunt work to figure this one out because it almost fell through. And again, I apologize for the crappy quality or whatever. I'm recording on my phone, but I just wanted to put out content to provide value and put some stuff out because it's been way too long and I'm trying to scale up and help people out. So anyway, into this deal. So we acquired this contract on this trailer on about an acre of land in Albuquerque, New Mexico back on February 5th. So this lead came into our system. Our primary marketing strategy is 100% cold calling. We've got 3 VAs in the Philippines that crush it on the phones, and they dial lists that we provide them of vacant properties, absentee owned properties, and they cold call and they find leads of people that are interested to sell their house and maybe need some kind of non-traditional sale. They can't go with a realtor. Something's unique situations, and we try and help people through those situations. So we got the lead end of January or so. We signed this contract for this trailer on an acre of land for $17,000 on February 5th. It looked like a great deal. This trailer was just a trashed, abandoned trailer on an acre of land in a pretty nice area. It was right next to a new build neighborhood. So my thought process is somebody could either take out the trailer, put a new one on there, or put a couple trailers on there and rent them out, or a builder could come in there and develop some property on this acre piece right next to this nice neighborhood and just develop the area. So we got this deal for 17, immediately assigned it 2 days later for 35,000 with a joint venture partner. So we have our own cash buyers list in a couple markets, and we were marketing this property out. We got some offers back at like 27, I think, like 10,000 over what we had it for the contract. But ultimately, we have this JV partner in Albuquerque who's a total hustler that can get really high prices on stuff that we can't get. And so he brought a $35,000 offer to me and wanted to split it. And I told him, well, if you're willing to take $5,000 off the top and give me the rest, so $13,000 to me, then sure, we'll roll with it. And ultimately, he said yes. So it was $13,000 to me and $5,000 to him on this JV deal to disposition this contract. And just like food for thought for people, especially virtual, or just if you're a new guy in real estate, don't be scared to joint venture partner with people just to get deals done. Focus on deals. Don't always focus on the most amount of money. So that's kind of where we were at with that, but it ended up making more money anyway. So we immediately assigned this thing. Things are moving great. And then we got it into escrow, got the title work back, and this is where things get tricky. So the title work came back on this property, and there was a mortgage lien on the property. Pretty typical. A lot of people have mortgages on their property. Normally they're just paid off at closing. You contact the mortgage company, oh, they owe this much, and it comes out of the purchase price, right? Pretty simple. But for this seller, she had a very unique situation. And this is where we come in as wholesalers and as real estate investors, is we help people through these unique problems. Because in a traditional real estate transaction, this probably wouldn't have gotten done. It took a lot of legwork. So anyway, this lien came back, and it was from a mortgage company that doesn't exist anymore, and it's from like 1999, way back when, a mortgage on this property. And what made it unique is the seller actually declared bankruptcy in 2007. So she was not aware of this mortgage or had no idea who to contact. She didn't even know this mortgage was on the property. This mortgage lien was basically just missing. No one knows who held this mortgage lien. The title company couldn't even figure it out. And really that was, I mean, the title company we used was pretty bad. So pro tip is to always vet your title companies or your closing attorneys in real estate to make sure they're investor friendly, make sure they're really professional, they know their stuff, because this lady was not good. But anyway, yeah, so the title agent pretty much told me that she was trying to contact the seller to figure out how to get the mortgage information. She couldn't find it. The seller had no idea what the account number was, who the lien holder was. So they're basically telling me that like there was no way we could figure this out. And I was like, well, what do you mean there's no way we can do this? And so I was like, well, let me dig into it. So I took it upon myself to figure this thing out. And I looked through the title work and I found the lien holder, this mortgage company, and I realized that it was bought out or absolved by City Mortgage Group 5 years ago or something like that. And because of this bankruptcy in 2007, the seller doesn't have to pay the mortgage. So they hold this lien, but she's not required to pay it because she already declared bankruptcy and they can't enforce the lien. But if the property were to sell, the lien has to be paid off. So they basically have this lien on this property that's just sitting. Interesting. So I ended up getting in touch with the mortgage company that actually held the lien, contacted City Mortgage to get the payoff. I had to get a power of attorney from the seller to be able to talk to the mortgage company. And the seller was, this was all going down during the coronavirus. And the seller was actually a healthcare worker helping in a COVID-19 clinic. I hope saying that doesn't demonetize my video. Jesus, YouTube algorithm. But anyway, yeah, so she was very busy. She couldn't contact them herself, so she gave me a signed power of attorney to talk this through and figure it out for her. So I was like, okay, I'll figure this out for you. We're going to get this done. So around March or so now, probably 3-4 weeks into escrow, after we figured out that I had to figure this out or the deal was going to get canceled, I ended up contacting City Mortgage. I asked for the payoff. It takes a couple of weeks for them to get back to me. They finally get back to me, and the lien is like $33,000, and we have this property under contract for 17. So that's not going to work. So I'm like, damn, okay. She owes 33 on the property. She's only going to get 17 out of it. She's not going to be willing to bring $16,000 or whatever to closing to pay off the lien in addition to what she's getting out of it. So I said, okay, well, if she's bankrupt, she's not required to pay this lien. It's a voluntary lien, but we're trying to sell the property. So this mortgage company is probably going to be willing to work with us in some kind of settlement. All right. So I was like, okay, well, we're not going to give you 33, but is there any way we could reach some kind of agreement? We give you 10 or give you 5 and you just call it good because you're not going to get this money anyway. So more or less, that's what I had to propose to City Mortgage. And I ended up talking to the seller, handling this all for her, basically acting as like her financial rep, or I don't even know. But I got a power of attorney to work with the mortgage company. I had to send in a hardship letter from her. I had to send in my bank statements. I had to send in my articles of organization, all my company documents. I had to send in all kinds of stuff, my financials, like this big financial packet to prove that I could pay off this lien. And I offered them a settlement of $5,000. I was like, okay, we're going to start at $5,000, see what they work up from there, and figure it out. So week goes by, they end up getting back to me, and they didn't accept the $5,000. They declined it, but they came back with a counteroffer at like 11.5, roughly 33%, 1/3 of the total balance, which was great because now that 11 whatever is below the 17. So she can theoretically get paid out, pay this lien. Citigroup gets paid, the buyer gets the property, we get our assignment fee, she gets a little bit of money, boom, we're Gucci. So that comes back probably like April. So we're in this deal for like 2 months now. I had to send in all my financial stuff, and then we're getting ready to close, and it comes back that there's another lien, $5,000 roughly in water and trash from the city of Albuquerque or the state of New Mexico or whatever. So now that eats into her profit off the deal again, and she's required to bring like $1,500 or $2,000 to closing at this point. So craziness again. I had to work with her, ended up taking it out of my assignment fee. So instead of $13,000 on the deal, I got $8,000, but we got to close. I made $8,000. The JV made $5,000. The buyer got his property. The seller got rid of the property. She was able to make a little bit of money. I forget how much, and things worked out. And we could get this property to a buyer to, renovate the area, and it was a win-win for everybody. So we made the deal happen, but I guess this is just a showcase of what happens in a real transaction, and give you guys some insight as to wholesale deals are not always easy. Most of the time they're hard. Most of the time they come back with some kind of title problem, and it can be a little bit of a pain in the ass, but we are problem solvers in real estate investing as wholesalers. And I was able to do this virtually from Egypt, from all over the world, working this deal. I have not been to New Mexico in years, and I was able to make $8,000 on a property there and make a lot of people happy and get paid. So yeah, so this is my side business. If you guys like these videos or want to learn more about real estate investing and how I virtually wholesale properties, leave a comment, leave a like, hit me up on Instagram at WorldwideHube. And we'll talk about it. I'm doing about 1, 2, 3 deals a month right now, trying to scale this to $1 million company, and just keep moving and moving. I love aviation; it's my primary income. But I always think you should have multiple streams of income, diversify, and you got to keep moving and growing because you just never know what's going to happen. Especially with the aviation market right now, Corona. It's always good to have multiple balls in the air. And that's what I'm doing. So I hope you guys like this. Gave you some insight into real estate wholesaling, virtual wholesaling, and hit me up. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.